इतना सफर है कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में। इतना सा फर्क है एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Good afternoon, dear friends and families who have joined us today for this webinar. Franchise India team welcomes you to our Business Opportunity with Chai webinar series, where our aim and objective is to represent the brand of the day so that you can interact with the brand representative, get the correct understanding, and take the right decision of selecting the franchise. Franchise India is helping each day, each investor in getting the business solutions, suggestions, feedback from our side so that you can take informed and conscious decision of selecting the franchisee. We welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am. It is our privilege that they'll be sharing their insights, suggestion with us of selecting the right business. The brand which we are representing today is Punjabi Angeeti. Yes, the brand which is known for its quick bite items, North Indian and Chinese cuisine. And today we welcome and invite Mr. Madhur Pawar, who will be talking about this brand. He'll be sharing his journey and the kind of the value proposition, value creation they are creating in market. Thank you so much, Madhur, for joining us today. Before we start the formal presentation from your side, we would like to understand your journey.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Archana, for the introduction. So, I'll just give you a brief about how the brand started. The brand is about 6 years old. Primarily started in a dine-in in Paschim Vihar, and from that West Delhi market, growing into dark kitchens across the city, almost 7 outlets now. And we were originally working only with Zomato exclusively and catering to people via our own fleet. We recently onboarded on Swiggy. It was a tough time during the COVID, but I would say that in the past year or so, we have bounced back, and most of the outlets are now doing pretty well. We aim at providing good North Indian food to folks at reasonable pricing, and our target audience is anybody who's looking for a good taste alongside hygiene and good packaging. At the same time, keeping the economics in place so that we can cater to maximum people. We try really hard to maintain that, and we have been growing. We have launched 2 more sub brands alongside with Punjabi Angeeti now, which we will be discussing later in the webinar.
Thank you so much, Madhur. I'll just share my screen so that we can have a formal presentation.
Sure.
You'll be able to see the screen, PPT on your screen.
Yeah. So as you can see, we cater in multiple cuisine. All the food in our uh, brand is pure vegetarian, but we do deal with a variety of cuisines. One, of course, being the North Indian. Then we have Chinese. Then there are rolls. We have further momos, and then we have further fast foods like pasta and then soups. So we have tried to cover the basic pure vegetarian domain completely, and that we have tried to accommodate all of these different cuisines into one kitchen and try to optimize the floor space for the kitchen, and also optimizing the number of people who are working in a kitchen and that space so that we can bring out almost these 6 to 7 cuisines in the same kitchen. Some of our most popular dishes are bhuna chap masala, mushroom, paneer. So our kurkure spring rolls are a hit which we had launched last year just before the COVID hit us, and they picked up very well. Our kurkure chap is another known delicacy across West Delhi. Uh, the Desi Chinese is also a hit amongst the youth. And the place is of course known for very good food. It's a relaxed atmosphere. It's a simple sitting. In fact, we have recently revamped the same, and the brand is good to offer food for two people. In fact, sometimes less than 400 it can be sufficient for folks. We have made a lot of combos, family combos, and we basically aim at providing food to the people at home. Most of our food is not that spicy, although there is a specifications option for specification where we can provide you spicy food. But the intention is to provide food which is palatable to all, especially to children, and thus the families and everybody is a target audience, and the food palette is such that even the kids can have it without any with less spice. We are currently operational from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Although one of our new outlets in Gurgaon, we recently ventured into late night, going up to 1 a.m. at night. And based on the market, we believe we can cater to the late night section as well, as we seen some good results there. So we have one dining outlet at Paschim Vihar, which has a seating of around 35 folks, and it's ideal for people around, and it is placed right between Paschim Vihar, between multiple societies, and a lot of families keep on visiting, and we have these small get-togethers, whether it be party for college folks or for kitty parties or small birthday celebrations, and it is good for 30 to 35 folks there.
Madhur, just a minute, there's a lot of echo in your voice. If there's a way we can correct it.
Sure, let me just.
Mute.
Yeah. Is this better now?
Yes, absolutely.
It was probably my Bluetooth device. I would have removed it earlier had I known. Yeah. Like I was saying, so we started this first dine-in brand in Paschim Vihar, and now we believe that the way the deliveries are growing, we focused on going into certain dark kitchens. We expanded from Paschim Vihar, we expanded into Janakpuri, which was a takeaway. Then we went to Rohini, which was again a takeaway. And these outlets, which I am telling you, they've all opened up in span of, let's say, 2 to 3 months. We kept on going to the next one. Then we opened up Noida. Post Noida, we opened up Dwarka. And then the most recent addition, which was after COVID, in August, we had opened Gurgaon, DLF Phase 3. And DLF Phase 3 opened up just in August 2020, and last month we clocked somewhere around 24 lakhs as GMV. So that's around 8 months, and we're already at 24 lakhs. Since it's the latest one, so wanted to cite that as an example. So because the food is such that most folks would want, it's more of a comfort food. it's palatable to all, and it's economically feasible for all to have a frequency of more than 2 or 3 times a week even. If we can move on to the next slide, Archana, please. Yeah, so this is the basic dining which we are talking about. This is Paschim Vihar. You will soon see some. So we are currently in phase of revamping, and you will see new photographs or interiors very soon. So the intention is not to provide a luxury dining experience with a very high average order value, but instead something which is feasible for all, and it is economically feasible for all to cater to. Yeah. So these are some of our food shots. The one in between is the veg platter, which is very popular. It comes in 3 boxes. Almost is enough for 5 to 6 folks. It's priced at 429 and constitutes of 7 to 8 different types of tikkas and tandoori items. On the left, you can see the first one is the Indian combo, which is somewhere around 850 to 900, caters to again 5 to 6 folks. All our main courses are served in 1000 ml, 500 ml, and 300 ml, which is different from the market standards. Market standard is half 300 ml and full 500 ml, while we have introduced this half as 500 and full as 1000. And to cater to single folks, we have recently introduced 300 ml as well. So quantity and quality both always are at our topmost priority, and we have never backed away from the quantity aspect as well, while keeping the quality intact. On the right side, you can see our handi paneer, which is again one of our specialities. Yeah. Yeah. So having been in this industry and seeing it grow, this is absolute. I mean, I won't go into the numbers, but this is an absolutely true that the food industry is growing at an immense rate. And by 2025, one can believe that the food industry is going to go 5 times. That is what is been expected. Because as the world moves towards a scenario where people are busy and, cooking food is only ideally should be done only when a person wants to, and not just as a necessity, that because the kind of travel time we are taking and the workforce we are putting in, food industry is definitely going to grow. And also that is why the delivery section is growing very heavily now, because people are dependent for their meals, sometimes even in fact 3 meals a day. And so affordable, quality and hygienic food, that is the aim. As you can see here, so from 2018 to 2021, there is an exponential growth in the F&B industry as it is expected. And also the food, hospitality and delivery industry was in fact one of the first to bounce back to 75% of their previous numbers once COVID went down a bit. And it is something I believe we just can't sustain without. From demand side and supply side trends, as you can see, there has been uptick in the supply in the past 2 to 3 years, but there are still a lot of sites which are in a supply deficit zone while the demand increases. I mean, I know from back of my mind that so markets like Faridabad, just speaking from Delhi NCR terms, markets like Faridabad or markets like Ghaziabad, Rajnagar, or in fact, for that matter, South Delhi also. These are markets which lack brands like us, which are providing comfort food or food which a person can have, in fact, order 3 times a day from the same brand. And the intention is to try and fill in those gaps. There are a large number of areas which are growing in terms of residential spaces, like, for example, Palam Vihar area or the Dwarka extension, or if we talk about Noida extension. And these are areas where people are going in, and the number of residential societies are gaining occupancy, but the number of good quality outlets in these spots are low, and these are opportunity for folks who are looking to expand into new sites. And definitely, as the market grows in such sites, one can open up outlet in these spots, and as the market grows, create that. And I believe within 8 months or a year, a person can be in a very strong position in these zones. And like I said, the large share of young population who are continuously on their feet, working very hard, their lifestyles are such that they're not really inclined towards cooking at home. And of course, there's an increase in urban working women, which definitely is a good sign. And I mean, shouldn't be a case for ordering outside. Men should cook as much. But then again, the people do not have time, and people need that ease. And so our kitchen preparation time is generally 15 to 18 minutes, which finally affects the total delivery time. So you get your food pretty quickly in 40-45 minutes, even to the around 8 to 10 kilometers away. Especially with Swiggy and Zomato obviously playing a crucial role. If we move to next slide, Rachna. So this is just a data set for the food startup. Food startups are helping organize this industry through online aggregators. As you can see, obviously social media plays an integral part, and with unparalleled reach, social media marketing is cost-effective solution for marketing and generating customer feedback. So that means that any of the folks here who are looking for a franchisee or are interested in a brand, they have so now they have this new mediums, which is different from, let's say, 5 years ago, when a person used to open a franchisee and used to wait for dine-in people to come in. Nowadays, it's a very different ball game. You open up an outlet and you have these small mini shops which open up on different portals. One maybe Magic Pin, Swiggy, Zomato, and these are your different small shops which people are looking at. And then people enter your menu. That is essentially entering your shop, and when they like the food, when they like what they see, if it matches their expectation, then they order. So now a person doesn't just open an outlet; he actually opens up virtual listings across different domains, and they are essentially your actual shops, and you start getting business from there. It's the way of marketing has changed a lot. The digital marketing is playing a crucial role to reach out your exactly targeted audience. And since a lot of time we spend on social media, so thus it helps us to gain new customers from these social media platforms. Anything you would like to add, Sonia?
You can complete your presentation before we ask any questions.
Cool. So this is just a financial snapshot of our format. So essentially, to start with, we would need a carpet area of around 350 square feet. This could be a dark kitchen or a space which a person owns or rents and then creates a kitchen in that. We also have now there are a lot of dark kitchen organizations which are coming in. So we have tie up with one, so that we can help you find a location exactly where you would want. Although we are open for people looking for their own spaces. The total investment here, it says somewhere around 27 to 28 lakhs. That for a normal kitchen, I will just tell you what difference between a normal and a Chinese veg crunch kitchen which you're talking about. So essentially, we have three brands: Punjabi Angeeti, Food of Dreams, and Chinese Veg Crunch. The first model is alone for Punjabi Angeeti, and the second model would incorporate the other two brands as well. And the space again remains the same. The intention is to optimize the floor space and the personnel who are present in the kitchen, and thus the launch of the additional brands. The royalty would be around 8%. And the total investment, which says 27, 28 lakhs, if I talk about the kitchen setup, it takes somewhere around 6 to 7 lakhs to set up the entire kitchen. and the franchisee fee again varies from 18 to 20 lakhs based on location to location. Thus, the total figure of 27 and 28. If we're looking at just Chinese veg crunch, just Punjabi Angeeti, then we can actually the franchisee fee can come down a little bit lower because this involves just a single brand, and that will be somewhere around 15 lakhs, and thus 6 to 7 lakh of construction. That would be 20 to 22 lakhs. But we suggest, getting the 3 brands together, and in fact, we are launching a couple of more brands, and for folks who are interested in our model, we would be offering those brands alongside as well. The contractual period, again, like is mentioned, would be 5 years, and obviously these are some stipulated guidelines. We are open for discussion alongside with it. Next slide, please, Archana. This is a lot of things. I'll try to brief it up. See, the intention here is to actually find people who are passionate entrepreneurs, and more than entrepreneurs, they're actually foodpreneurs. They're really interested in food, because we haven't given a franchisee out yet. We have opened 7 of the outlet. The brand owner and the team remains the same. This is the first time we are starting this, and we would really want to folks who are really interested in good quality food and to come in and then help us increase the footmarks of this brand across Delhi and then beyond Delhi to North India and probably to Bangalore and all, where people actually are craving for this food. For example, I know that Kolkata does not have brands which serve great chap products, and it is very surprising to know, since Kolkata has a very high number of order volume. So we want to go to these places where such products are actually in a supply deficit. The location of franchisee has to be strategic, of course. So if you're looking for a dine-in or a delivery, based on that, we can help identify folks where exactly they should go for a location across the country, and where our brand would work the best. We would need a certain amount of financial strength, because when you open a new brand in a certain zone, the marketing and the advertising part does play a crucial role in picking up your sales. And we would want somebody with a backing who could, for 6 to 7 months, who can put in a little money in the advertisement section as well. We would support it with a lot of things, because we are an enterprise brand with Zomato and Swiggy. So thus, we get better rates in terms of advertisement and all also, and we are happy to help out our fellow franchisee partners with that. So you will actually get more value for money if you're talking about an enterprise brand, and then what you would if you open your own brand. So that essentially means that for every 100 rupees spent, you'll get more visibility for our brand rather than any XYZ brand. Of course, franchisee should ideally be someone looking to invest and grow, instead of just getting profits out in the first or second month, because it's a curve which takes around 5 to 6 months to reach there when you start actually making profit. And if the market is right, and if the market is right, it might happen in the 3rd or 4th month as well. Like the latest example I cited, we opened up Gurgaon in August 2020, and by February we started doing 24 lakh monthly. These are some of the rollouts or the locations which we suggest people to look at, where we are not currently present, and which we feel is definitely a good zone. South Delhi, of course. South Delhi currently has a few brands, in fact 4 or 5 brands which are operational and providing good North Indian food, but they are a little pricey, and we believe that we can go here and provide the same or the better quality of food in slightly lesser value price price valuation. Saket, GK, Satyaniketan, Malviya Nagar is not mentioned here, but Malviya Nagar, these are definitely good zones, and these are zones which have order volume from 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. And thus these are very good zones. Central Delhi, we get a lot of inquiries from Karol Bagh and CP, since we are in West Delhi and North Delhi, and these zones are again we believe are good places to open up outlets. We even get catering offers from these locations a lot of times. Moving to East Delhi, Dilshad Garden, Lakshmi Nagar, Padpadganj, I believe are good zones. Lakshmi Nagar definitely a supply deficit zone, and a zone which has immense amount of potential. And I've seen some of the fewer brands from North Delhi move to Lakshmi Nagar and do pretty well. And the kind of say we have in this market, and the demographical similarities between Lakshmi Nagar and our current locations, Lakshmi Nagar is definitely a great spot to start the brand. Gurgaon opened up, like just cited the example, won't repeat. I mean, Gurgaon did us like very well, and it's a very big market. I think easily 4 to 5 different outlets can open up in Gurgaon for the same brand. Sector 49 Gurgaon, this somewhere near the Sona Road, is a good market. Sector 103 Gurgaon, 83 near Manesar. These are zones where there's a very big supply deficit. There are less number of outlets, while there are a huge number of societies and apartments. Faridabad, absolutely water market. I mean, there is definitely a big supply-demand gap. There are brands like Home Sweets, which are doing pretty well, doing, I believe, I don't know, around 10, 15,000 orders per month. But then there is no other brand apart from a couple of them, apart from, let's say, Biryani by Kilo or Home Sweets or Big Wong. But then there's no other brands apart from that. So it's a big market. It has great potential. And folks in Faridabad, I must say that you can open at least 3 outlets in Faridabad, one in the sector 19 section and one probably near 79 Faridabad. Both zones are amazing. Then UP, Ghaziabad, again, great place for some food like us, pure veg chap food. Ghaziabad, Noida 110 and 73, almost similar zones, but then amazing markets, both zones, and high order volume zones. And a market like Noida 110, after our response in Noida 16, I can say that Noida 110 outlet can easily do 5,000 to 6,000 orders in 6 to 7 months. So one more thing I would like to highlight, why I keep highlighting these number of orders each time, because we are amongst the top order volume grocers on Zomato. And so Swiggy, we recently started, but in fact, then also in the zones which we have opened up, we are among the top order grocers. Our Paschim Vihar outlet does close to 12,000 monthly online orders right now. And Dwarka again does close to 11,000. Rohini does 10,000. And this is all at an average APC of 280 to 350 rupees based on day to day. Gurgaon, which we recently opened up, has scaled up to doing 555 to 6,000 orders a month now. And therefore, I keep highlighting these numbers. And these zones which we're looking at, I mean, these are all, when I look at these sites, I just see 5 to 10,000 orders at each location. And I mean, that is the kind of potential I believe Punjabi Angiti as a brand has for these spots. So yes, we are. So we have been following a couple of things for our brands. When we have gone to a new location, we have done hyperlocally our research and tried to target with whatever the best is possible in that zones. Like we got a billboard in Ashok Vihar. We started flyering in Paschim Vihar and Rohini. When we opened up DLF Phase 3, we did flyering there, and we reached out via. We are soon starting the digital marketing aspect as well, as we see that a lot of folks are now spend a lot of time on Instagram and Facebook. So we are going to start do that also. We would be helping our people who would be interested in our model. We will help them set up the entire thing. We will guide them. We will give them folks who are well trained, and these guys will be trained in our head branch, which is Paschim Vihar. with our oldest chefs. These will be trained for almost 4 weeks. They will see day-to-day operations in our kitchen, and they will work simultaneously with them so that the quality which of food which they would be able to produce would be the same as the first outlet. And we have sort of created a small academy, if you would call it, to guide these folks who we are training, and then these guys will be provided to you. Any new products which will come in, either via we will be calling a couple of folks there or sending our folks to the franchisees outlet, and any new items which are added will be made sure that the similar training is passed on to the folks. We will help them create a buzz, obviously, in the zone. We'll tell them how to go about things on Zomato and Swiggy, and in general their hyperlocal offline marketing. We'll be guiding them completely there. We'll help them with designs for pamphlets, and yeah. So I mean, it's not like this. It's just sending out a franchisee. We are going to support the brand very heavily and handhold them for the first 6 months. From the loyalty aspect, we'll be giving them a rebate for the first month. That is what we discussed. So the first month we won't be taking any loyalty as well. And of course, I mean, the intention is to keep the image of the brand intact. And since we are just starting to roll out the franchisee, even we are very apprehensive or making sure that the quality which the franchisee provides from their outlets is exactly same as the principal outlet which we are doing. Next one, please. So of course, the training programs would be on a regular basis for the unit franchisees. We'll keep having monthly discussions, meetings, to make sure that everybody is on the same page. And if anybody has certain issues with respect to any issue, maybe maybe the raw materials, or maybe the chefs, or maybe the location, if it's not working out, we can always shift to a location 5 kilometers in the zone. We'll be happy to provide help in terms of designs of our flex banners or brochures, which we have been doing earlier. And now that we are starting with the digital front, would be including folks in our digital marketing as well. The plans or the financial aspects we can discuss once they're onboarded, but definitely going to help them there. There will be a continuous assist and monitoring of how things are running at the franchisees end. There will be quality checks which will be done by our head chefs or by the principal owner. In fact, he goes to these. In fact, currently he goes to all the outlets and tries food. Spends 6 to 7 hours in the kitchen, makes sure that, and tries everything, makes sure everything is exactly how it is supposed to be. And also will help them through these customer ratings or feedbacks which we get through these online platforms up till the item wise level. We get these data from these online aggregators to identify exactly which item is not working or what lacking quality. So that will be the case. Yes, so site selection is of course a very crucial aspect when opening up an outlet, and sorry, got disconnected there. Site selection obviously is a very crucial aspect, and the fit outs for the facility as per the franchise specifications would be done. Although we have a very simple standardized kitchen setup which we would be helping out the brand with, and we'll be helping them out. We'll let them know the list of the entirety of the equipment which are in place. If they want to procure it from there, and well and good. If they want our help, more than happy to help. So there's no foundation as to if they want to take the space from us. I mean, we would try to get them the best price possible as we would for us, but there's no foundation that they need to take products from us. Although we do suggest that when you're opening up a place, let's go with new products. I mean, I know a lot of folks try to refurbish products, but that is something we don't want to do that, because a lot of positivity should go into an outlet, and an outlet which has already been shut. We won't want our folks to use those refurbished equipments. But there's no foundation. If a person wants to acquire his own equipments, more than happy. We can just provide the specifications, and we can check it for compliance and standards that, okay, this is in aligned with our own specifications. So let's go about it. There would be a requirement for a report, every bi-weekly report, in fact, of the sales, which the franchisee would have to provide us. Although we would all be linked through a particular POS, so that would be in place automatically as well. So reporting won't be an issue.
Thank you, Madhur. I think we've covered all areas with respect to the business model. And friends, just to maybe recap the entire model, this is a brand called Punjabi Angeethi for everyone who might have missed or joined a little late. So this is a brand called Punjabi Angeethi, which is currently running about 7 locations in Delhi NCR. And the current offering is for a cloud kitchen, which comes with a minimum area of 350 square feet and with an investment which starts from 21 to about 28 odd lakhs. And the food offering is typically North Indian wraps and Asian food. And on an average, they are grossing between 6,000 for a new location, average orders monthly, which is Gurgaon, which they launched a couple of months back. And the older location does anything between 10 to 12,000 monthly online orders which they deliver, and which comes to anything between 17 lakhs for a 6,000 order in Gurgaon, with an APC of 280 rupees through 350 rupees, which they currently are doing, to about 36 odd lakhs. And so, Madhur, I'll take maybe first question on the format itself. So, आपने जो बताया, and I want to pick one part in your presentation. You talked about the area requirement of 350 for both these formats. And we are offering North Indian and Asian food, which is Chinese. And the offering for North Indian alone was 28 lakhs, जो आपने mention किया हुआ है. And when you add North Indian with Chinese, then the investment is less. Is that a typo, or where, why?
No, I think that's just gone the other way. It should be 21 and 27. So just a typo, nothing else. That is what I tried to explain. And also, let me just highlight this. This is not typically an Asian cuisine. It's more of a Desi Chinese, because it's pure veg. And we've tried to, so it's more of a campus style street food, and not your typical Asian cuisine. So just citing the difference here. The focus is more, and I would also like to tell the name for our Chinese brand, which is Chinese Veg Crunch. The name itself, we try to convey that most of the products will give you that crunch which the students are looking for, whether in terms of momos or crunchy chops or kurkure momos. So that is why the name Chinese Veg Crunch.
Okay, cool. And Madhur, at the bottom of the presentation also, there was a cost which said franchise cost 15 to 20 lakhs. What was that referring to?
So that is just the franchisee cost. The total cost, which was earlier mentioned in the previous slides, that included the setup cost for 6 to 7 lakhs as well. This franchisee cost we're talking about 15 to 20 lakhs. This is again varied upon if you take the single brand or you take all the 3 brands.
Okay. So
of course, the location matters. I mean, if you're talking about a tier 2 city, we're open to suggestions. To some discussions. Sure. But we're talking about prime locations like Saket or Faridabad, which I know where once we open up, the brand is anyway going to do good. So that is why that gap of 15 to 20 lakhs.
Sure. Helpful. And maybe, to start off with the investment itself, would you want to give maybe a breakup of the entire investment, and also if you can simplify and advise what franchise fees are we taking for both these formats? I don't know if that was missed out, or I missed seeing that. So, एक तो breakup हमारा investment का क्या रहेगा between 20 to 28 lakhs, and how much of that would be a component of franchise fee which goes in the overall investment?
See, the franchisee fee for all the 3 brands is currently cited at 18 to 20 lakhs for all the 3 brands, which is the directly your franchisee fee, and then 6 to 7 lakhs was your kitchen setup. If you're going alone for Punjabi Angeethi, Then based on location to location, only for Angeethi, that would be from 15 to 17, 15 to 17 lakhs. And again, the setup remains almost the same, which is from 6 to 7 lakhs for a dark kitchen.
Okay, so I'm saying 6 to 7 lakhs आप कह रहे हैं ये आपका setup cost है, which includes your interiors and equipment, both.
6 to 7 lakhs would be just the dark kitchen equipment cost, which is the kitchen cost. And like I said, it is not a foundation whether you have to get it done through us. More than happy if somebody wants to set up their own kitchen.
Sure.
So that amount can be like saved from them. But we would suggest that they go with this, and or if they want, we can provide them a specification list, and then they can go about that, creating their menu. So North Indian and veg Chinese cuisine is such that the specification of the equipment is not such, but the grades needs to be in place. And then the construction are pretty much similar. There are some burners, there's tandoor. I mean, we'll get into that.
Sure. So what 6 to 7 lakhs आपका equipment रहता है? What is the other component? Because franchise fees, I'm still not clear. What are we charging on the franchise fee for both these formats? You know, one is the northern format, which is North Kitchen, and the other is combined with Chinese. So
Yeah.
हमारा क्या franchise fees रहता है?
Yeah, so the franchise fee would be 15 to 17 lakhs for single Punjabi Angeethi brand alone, and from 18 to 20 lakhs for with the other two brands, that is Chinese Veg Crunch and Food of Dreams.
And when you say 15 to 70 lakhs, what is the variation here? Because mostly franchise fees are very specific, and there's no.
No, I mean, this is based on location to location. For somebody like in a Chandigarh tier 2 city, we are willing to offer that couple of lakh rupees of rebate. So that is why that variation. I mean, that is just from city to city. For tier 2, it is slightly lower. If we're talking about somebody like an Indore city, so it might take a little while to scale up, and thus the rebate for that 2 lakhs there.
So what you're saying is maybe 80% of the investment is on the franchise fee itself, and the balance is the equipment.
Right.
Which comparatively is very high. You know, if you look at
So see, I mean, this is in accordance with the kind of value which we have pulled out of our current brands. Anywhere we have opened up, we have scaled to easily to 20 lakhs within 6 to 7 months. What we have seen, and in fact, that example which I cited for Gurgaon, that happened after COVID, and in a location where we had no say at all. I mean, Gurgaon, we had no say. We had no outlet earlier, and the brand name was not so much known as compared to Northwest Delhi, where I would believe that a Paschim Vihar outlet would affect the Rohini outlet sales. So the brand has gained recognition. It is an enterprise brand. The commercials when we talk with Swiggy and Zomato are far better in place than what a lot of brands would be. And then there's the advantage of an experienced sales lead and enterprise folks, which help you grow. And the kind of rates you will get for advertisement for the online aggregators, again, are far better than what a normal brand would get. So there are a lot of benefits apart just from the franchisee brand name itself. And there is no blocker in terms of that you have to take the equipments from us, or the raw materials or the base materials have to be procured from us only, which is generally a case that base kitchen supply products to the SPOC model. And in that case, there is this essential inherent block where a revenue channel for the franchise for the principal franchisee owner would be he will get that continuous revenue stream. But in our case, there is no blocker as such. We will help we can help to make the person understand whether he wants to go through multiple channels of procurement, whether it be local vendors, whether it be Zomato Hyperpure, whether it be Udaan, or multiple channels. We can suggest them, but there is no foundation as to how he has to go about it.
So now this brings me to another question. When you said all procurement can be done at the level of the partners, then how do you bring standardization of your offering? How about gravies? I'm sure that would need some kind of.
So obviously there would be a specification as to what product has to be procured, but then the source of the procurement is not necessary, and the folks which you are providing, the sales, the guys who were training from our principal outlet, those are the folks who are going to maintain them, and there will be quality checks and head chefs visiting these sites who will be making sure that the taste and the quality and the quantity, everything remains same. We'll be keeping a close eye on the reviews and the ratings which we get at item-wise level. We do scrutinize it a lot. We study data on a weekly level for each of an outlet, and that is the intention which is going to continue for the franchisee outlets as well. And we have folks who have been part of multiple online aggregators, including me. We have 3-4 folks who are currently working with us, and the quality check, we take that very seriously. But instead of, because see, we cannot do this base gravy format, because the essence of our brand is that we make everything fresh and it is live cooking. In fact, the North Indian food which we prepare is essentially 85% all freshly cooked. And therefore, and that is the difference between us and your typical pure veg outlets chains which are currently there, who are following a base and spoke model. And thus there is a difference in taste and the
I think we're losing you in between. We cannot hear you. There seems to be a network. Okay, well, I'll take another question. Are there any proprietary masalas or any dry product which you're supplying? There has to be something proprietary which you're offering to your partners. So is there, if not gravies, is there any kind of proprietary masalas which are supplied as a part of the recipes, or that was also done or localized at each location?
A very few. I mean, there are just 2-3 masalas which we'll be providing from our end, which also again can be procured locally or get those prepared locally. But the specifications we'll have to provide that. And the main essence is that these workforce which we're providing, the training which we're providing these folks, that is the essence of the brand which is going to get transferred into to the guys. So the intention here is, instead of giving raw materials which stays same, we are giving the folks who are going to prepare the same food at the local level.
Sure. Now coming on to the, the cost of running a cloud kitchen, and because, this is a cloud kitchen model, and I'm sure there is a big commission which is also going to the partners, the delivery platforms that we would use.
Correct.
If you can also talk about, after your average sale bataya, which is anything between 16 lakhs to 36 lakhs, so आपके current locations पे आपके outlet चल रहे हैं.
Right.
Now, if you can also advise, if we talk about maybe an average of 6 to 8 to start off with, then gradually it should ideally touch about 10,000 orders in a month. आपका यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स कैसे वर्कआउट करना चाहिए? व्हाट इज द आइडियल रेंटल दैट वुड गो? आपका प्लेटफॉर्म फी कितना होता है? व्हाट वुड बी योर कॉस्ट ऑफ फूड? द फूड कंपोनेंट इज अ बिग component which is important to be considered, because it's almost about 30-35% आपका food cost आता है. So if you can understanding कितना out of the entire sale, what is the ideal rental one should look at, उसमें से कितना आपका platform fee जाता है, and after taking out all the expenses, what is net which is left with the partner?
Yeah. So when we talk about the food cost, you rightly said it varies somewhere around 33-36% only, and that is 36% is somewhere around the food cost. If we talk about the rental aspect, so see, if folks have their own kitchen, I mean, that does play a good role. But in case people are looking for dark kitchens, place to get into a contract with certain dark kitchen organization, which are right now providing rental spaces for kitchens. So we have a tie-up with a couple of folks, and somewhere around 55,000 would be the monthly rental for these locations, irrespective of the sales, because they generally work on a revenue model. If let's say if we are moving into a residential society where when one is planning to open a takeaway, again essentially does the same thing. Just talking about a takeaway which requires a kitchen and a manager who will be placed outside, doesn't essentially have a dine-in location. The rentals again are somewhere on the similar lines, 45 to 55,000.
Sure, Mother. I'll also take up some questions from our investors and audience which has come today. So maybe I'll pick one of them from Mr. Karan Arora.
Sure.
And
Sure.
I think apparently he's from Karnal and Rudrapur. I think he has some business, looks like, in both these locations. And he's contemplating, because we talk about Delhi as an expansion. So would we be considering locations outside Delhi like Karnal and Rudrapur? One, and
Absolutely.
somebody wants to consider two locations together. Any special structure that we would create for these partners?
So let's talk about Karnal first. So essentially, this entire North Indian belt, when we talk about from Delhi to, in fact, a lot of our food and cuisine research happened in Punjab only. And if we talk about North Indian food, right from your UP to Delhi to Punjab, the cuisine is such that it is palatable to all. And Karnal is definitely a good market. We plan to go to Chandigarh as well. I mean, and Ludhiana and Patiala. And as I have seen, I believe Zomato so in considering that and the kind of order volumes which brands are doing in Karnal right now, there is definitely a brand like Punjabi Angeethi can do well there. Although I am not sure currently how much the market is open in Karnal, but we would be open to providing an outlet there. I'm not sure where Rudrapur is. I'm really sorry. Is it a part of Haryana?
Rudrapur is, I think this should be part of UP, and this would take, I think, what couple of hours. Uttarakhand is the place, and it should take couple of hours from Delhi, rather closer to Dehradun. This place is Rudrapur.
Yeah.
So this is Haryana.
Yeah.
Karnal,
So you see
Rudrapur
these
is,
locations.
Uttarakhand. UK, Uttarakhand. Yeah.
Okay. I think these yeah. I think so. So locations like Rudrapur, or in fact, if we talk about places like Kashipur, doing that Uttarakhand route, these are locations which are upcoming cities, and again, like these are markets which are being formed, and if capitalized at the right time, I mean, within next 8 to 10 months, a brand can be in a very good position while the online ordering markets are getting formulated in these zones. And because they are tier 2 cities, we are open to negotiations in the commercial fees here. See, we want to be fair to the folks here, and the intention is to provide a pavement for this brand to grow more than just getting profits out of it. And that is the reason we have held it back than providing franchisee till date. We are coming up with this new model where we are actually giving you folks who are trained in our headquarters, and not just trying to maintain it through certain recipes or just through base gravies which are supplied. And also this enables the brand to easily open up in any location, because if we go to this base and spoke model, we'll have to wait at least for 5-6 outlets to open in one location, and then out of these 5-6 locations we'll have to create a base model. But now if somebody from let's say Rudrapur wants to open or try our brand out in their location, why not? Open to that. Absolutely.
I'll also take a question from Mr. Raman Pillai from Raipur. He's our advisor and consultant from that city. He would like to know, I think we did miss you in between. I don't know if you answered that. What is the commission which is currently paid to the aggregators, these platforms? Because that again forms a big chunk of the overall business. So, what are delivery charges?
Commission. So our commission. Yeah, so our commission with for Punjabi Angeethi is Swiggy. I mean, Zomato and Swiggy both are 8 to 9% lower than the market rate.
Okay.
I mean, this is something we can discuss once we have a query, but I won't want to.
So about 9% depending on the location. So this is what currently is. And I will also take maybe a question from somebody. I don't have the name. He says Jammu and Kashmir, is that an option for you to be there? And also I will take a question from, I don't know if it is your name, by somebody called French. And he says, is there any outlet in West Delhi? And maybe you can even mention, Madhur, आपके कौन-कौन सी locations में Delhi में outlet चल रहे हैं? If somebody wants to go there, meet you, visit the outlet, I think that should be a welcome thing for everybody to do that, especially people in Delhi.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So West Delhi, we are there. In fact, like I said, our first outlet is in West Delhi, which is Paschim Bihar. The next one was again in West Delhi, which is Janakpuri, and then Dwarka, Rohini, Ashok Vihar, Noida Sector 16, and Gurgaon Phase 3, DLF Phase 3. So these are the locations where we are present right now. We are not willing to offer any location in North and West Delhi. This is our home zone, and these all outlets will remain with us. Apart from that, every location in Delhi is open, but from if I'm talking about the northwest Delhi zone up till Dwarka is something which we are not looking to offer up, because these are our base zones. Unless I mean somebody wants to try the entire brand, or you know, I mean that kind of thing. But these are obviously, we have set up these with a lot of This taken 3-4 years to set these brands up. And there's a lot of space outside these zones to open up outlets. So I don't think people should find that, there are not zones outside. In fact, South Delhi is an amazing zone which lacks food like us. And there are brands which I've seen who have opened up in 6 to 7 months and scaled up pretty well. The kind of quality and the rate at which we provide and the brand recognition already on Zomato and Swiggy, I believe South Delhi or Faridabad are like top spots to open up. So West Delhi, yes, we are here. Please come and visit us. Happy to welcome you all, but no outlet offerings in this zone.
So I'll take one question from Renu Kukreja ji. One question to be asked is, since you mentioned that training and all would be provided by the head chefs, will it be charged or included in the franchise fee? Moreover, if any brand is launched, every time training will be given, and what would be the charges for the same?
Right. So this training aspect is obviously covered in the franchisee fee part of it. We'll be training folks, and for every 6 months, for the first 6 months, if any person is leaving from the kitchen side, from their locations, they will be replaced at free cost. Post that, we would just require the person, if let's say if there is a replacement which is going to happen at the franchisee's end, if there is a requirement of an addition also, let's say expansion happens, order volumes are high and new folks are required. So in that case, a very minimal amount of quotient will be there, which we can discuss. But the transportation of the person, that would be, and the logistics of this new person who will be coming in, that would be taken care by the franchisee.
Okay, so I'll take one more question and last one. And friends, if you're interested, you can reach on the hotline number. We'll put that on the chat box. And it is a question from Mr. Pritam Kumar. What if already we have a trained staff like chefs and don't want staff from your end? How does it work?
This is something which we would have to discuss on case-to-case basis, because how trained your chefs are, that, like anybody with a trained chef and own brand would be apprehensive. That is something which we will have to look at. This is from case-to-case basis. We can look at how compatible is these folks with our brand, and how much tweaks would be required, in their kitchen. Or do we need to require, let's say, packaging remains same, the tandoor guys remain same, the managerial part remains same, but then your North Indian and Chinese chefs probably would need certain training. So that is something which we would have to discuss on case-to-case basis.
Good. And I think normally this is what happens, even if you have, while other food companies, you can procure the staff locally, but the entire training SOPs are followed, which are given by the brand, which is mandatory, and they have to be trained on systems and processes of the company. And last question I still see coming in, it is from Mr. Chandan. I think it's a company called Travel Destiny, and he says, I'm from Mohali and I wish to start from Zirakpur, Mohali and Chandigarh. What is the help which can be expected from the company?
So I spent quite a lot of time in Chandigarh myself, so I understand the market. Mohali being the best market, I believe, for pure veg North Indian food, with legendary 10-15 brands already in place. Chandigarh, of course, being second, and Zirakpur is a slightly lower market. The help what we can give you is that we can help you study the entire market and tell you which exact pinpointed locations you should ideally open up. So there are two types of ways to go about a business. One is land up right between the competition and gain their share, and the second one is to go into a supply deficit zone and create a market there. And Mohali, Zirakpur, Chandigarh is definitely in the first category. You have a lot of players, but what you do is that you essentially go from Delhi to this place and you give better food in this better sort of packaging, which this city is currently lacking. The taste is not an issue, but the packaging and the pricing which this is provided on, and the assortment in a particular menu is the case where we can take a lead from these brands. When I talk about assortments, there are close to 200 plus items in our menu and varying across 6 different cuisines. And that is what creates a differentiator between us and a local player which is already running there. So when we started in West Delhi, there were a lot of big chains. I would not want to take the names, but then these brands who were doing exceptionally well in these markets, and we had just started. But within 1.5 years of time, we saw that all of them combined, like no one was a competition in terms of online ordering. So see, online ordering is a very different game altogether. It works very differently from how your dine-in space works. And with the experience which we have gained through this, I mean, we are going to definitely help you identify the right spots, identify what time location you should work in, and what cuisine, even when promoting out of the 6 cuisine, which cuisine you should promote in which target audience. So these are the things we will help you. Apart from that, obviously, the part which are covered in the franchisee aspect that we can do. And if somebody is looking to open in a city like Tri-City, like Chandigarh, it's not a very big space. We can offer up master franchisee for these locations as well. But that is something also based on city to city we can discuss once somebody is really interested.
Sure, very helpful, Panda. I think you've answered, friends, all the questions that you've put. We've answered all of them. And also a lot of you who might want to interact one-to-one, we've also kept a special Discovery Day. Discovery Day is a day where we bring you on a one-on-one discussion with the company who come and present their business model. And we've already set up a date. And Ashna, if you can confirm what date it is, we can request all the prospective investors to reach out to us on the hotline number that we put in the chat box. And at the same time, our teams at Franchise India will also reach out to everybody who has joined in the webinar today to set up a call and take discussions further on the Discovery Day, where you can get into more detailed understanding of the business, the model, supply chain, how it works, the food, the offering. And also if you want to visit any of the locations, we can also facilitate and set up the same for everyone. And I think we have a date.
Yes, ma'am. So 16th, which is exactly after 7 days, we are fixing the Discovery Day.
So friends, we have 16th, which is exactly 7 days, which is next Friday. Today being a Friday, this next Friday, which is 16th, is where we have kept the Discovery Day. We would request to reach out on the hotline number, and we will come back to you on the slot that we would fix for you. And before we leave, Madhur, maybe a last message that you want to give to everyone out here. We have a problem with your network. We cannot hear you.
I'll just call him, ma'am.
It's okay. I think it's been going on and off. I think if he joins back, great. So friends, thank you for being with us for today's webinar. And we request you to reach out on the hotline number. I'd like to also thank Madhur for being with us. And anyone who is keen to explore further can reach out on the hotline number. We have dedicated teams who was working on this project for Punjabi Angeethi, and our teams will reach out to all of you. And Ashna, over to you for your final closing remarks.
Sure. So thank you so much, Madhur. If you are back, we can have a final discussion from your side. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am. Dear friends, please do reach out to us at our business hotline number, which is 97176-83838. That's the number. You can also write to us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. That's the ID we have. Please save this number in your phone book so that you get a regular update from our site. Also, join us. Connect with us at different social handles, information on your screen. You can also join LinkedIn ID of Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am to share your suggestions. Yeah, tomorrow it's Saturday, and every Saturday we invite you to join us for great opportunity. And tomorrow we are getting health and wellness category brands for you. 4 top brands representing this particular category will come and interact with you. So please do registration today so that you can join us tomorrow sharp 12 p.m. Thank you so much once again for joining in. Please book your slot for Discovery Day on 16th with us. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Good day. Bye.